And we are going to start in exactly 2 minutes. In exactly 2 minutes. As we wait for the others to log in, I would just like to check with the Sergeant at Arms if all the role takers are in. And once I have the go ahead, I will officially start the meeting. So we'll start at exactly 4 minutes past 6. All form area 3. And today they are going to battle for the 4 contests, and we're going to get winners who will represent our area in the division contest. Now, I would like to request, if our division director is around, I would like to request her to give a few words to welcome everyone before I hand it over to the contest chair today. Division Director Terry. Okay, as we wait for her, she's going to give her remarks later on. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are all tuned and ready, I want all of us, first of all, to unmute so that I'm sure I'm not speaking to the camera, but all of you are with me, and just give a clap or hululululu or shake your kayambas if you have them. Let me hear who is present, or write something in the chat. Yeah, I see Frida. Thank you, Jenny. Do I see Jane? Jenny, well, who else? I see Robert Kimani. Our chief judge is ready, set to go. Mohammed Abbas is ready. Okay, great. Before I hand it over, Jenny Mule is going to speak a few words on behalf of our Division A director. Over to you, Jenny.
Good evening, Tanzania. Mnasemanga aje habari zenyu? Na shuku nyote muko salama. Good evening, everybody. Toastmasters in Tanzania, Toastmasters visiting from District 114. Karibuni sana to Area 2 contest. We are happy and glad to have you all here. We immediately and right at the beginning say congratulations to all those who took part in the club contest and those who have made it thus far. Thank you to all the role takers. Appreciate that you could take the time. Thank you for being here. Toastmasters and guest contests are just another way for us to grow. Whether you're a contestant, the contest chair, the chief judge, judges, or role takers, we all get another opportunity to grow. So please enjoy yourself as we sit and enjoy the Area 2 contest. Enjoy yourself. Make sure you take a few lessons learned, either from the speeches or just how the meeting is carried forth. Back to you, Mr. Area Director.
Thank you very much, Jenny Mule, for those encouraging words. I see Terry is logging in, but we'll let her speak later in the speech, in the contest. And without further ado, I would like to present to you the woman of the day. She's going to really be the Toastmaster of the day, or contest chair, as we call it in this occasion. Her name is Michelle Wanjiru. Michelle Wanjiru is from the Speaking Woman Toastmasters Club, the first and only women-only Toastmasters Club. So we are very delighted that you're taking this flight from Mombasa to Dar es Salaam and to lead us through the contest today. Over to you, contest chair Michelle Wanjiru. And ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome her with some claps.
Thank you so much, Mr. AD. Unfortunately, my camera has some challenges at this time, but I am working on it. I'll correct you there. I am actually from the Anchored Toastmasters Club in Nairobi, the Club of Champions. I am visiting you from Nairobi. And I am delighted to be here today as your contest chair. Now, to begin, I just want confirmation from our SAA that we have all our contestants in the room.
All of our contestants are in the room.
All right. So very quickly, I will get into the introduction of our contest today. We will have all 4 contests today. We will have the international speech contest, the table topics contest, the evaluation contest, and the humorous speech contest all together. The winners of today will progress to represent Area 2 in the division contest, which will be held in March. So why do we hold contests in Toastmasters? The purpose of contest is really, number 1, to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as an encouragement to everybody else in Toastmasters, both members and guests. And secondly, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from the Toastmasters training. Ladies and gentlemen, contests cannot be done by one person. And so I am delighted to have our chief judge today, a very good friend of mine, Robert Kimani of SEMA Toastmasters, the IPP of SEMA Toastmasters, who will guide us through the judging criteria of today. But before I call him, I also want to bring to your attention that we have 1 contestant competing today in each of the contests. And as such, there was no requirement to draw a speaking order. For us to have our contestants, they must be eligible. So what does it mean to be eligible in Toastmasters? 1, the member must be a Toastmaster in good standing and in a club of good standing. And secondly, to not be a current district or international officer, nor have declared the intention to run for district or international office. And finally, they must have completed at least 6 manual speeches in the communication and leadership program, or in pathways, we say have completed until level 2 prior to this area contest. My apologies. I can confirm that all the contestants for the 4 contests have indicated that they are eligible to participate. All right. We will now begin the contest. I've been accused of rapping through my speeches. So feel free to interject, to clap, to show that you are ready for this contest. We're not very many, but we can have fun as we do this. So at any point, you can use your emoticons, or you can literally just unmute. Okay, actually don't unmute at any point. No, when I clearly instruct you to unmute, then you should do that. For now, I would like us to proceed very quickly, promptly to the international speech contest, which is what we will begin with. Our contest. Sorry?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Our international speech contestant seems to be missing unless she hasn't renamed herself appropriately.
All right. I will need the assistance of our area director to confirm that we have, or that they are tracking down the contestant.
Yes, I'm on it, contest chair.
So do I start with the table topics contest instead?
If you don't mind, since our Division A director is here, we could give her a few minutes to give her remarks as I follow up on the contestant.
No problem. So if you would like me to invite the Division A director, I am happy to hand over the meeting to her.
Excellent. Good evening, Team Area 2 and all our visiting Toastmasters and members from the clubs in Area 2. This is a unique situation we have today with Area 2 It's a contest of a kind. And just to clarify, unlike at the club level where clubs can nominate contestants, from the area level and all the way going up, it is important that contestants actually have an area contest, the number of clubs notwithstanding. And so this is what we're here today to celebrate with Area Director Msechu, and as well his whole team from Area 2, and I see Chief Judge there, and all the other role takers that are making this event an excellent one. So let's sit back, grab your favorite drink. We're excited to experience this one-of-a-kind area contest, and we look forward to great things. All the best to the contestants and everyone behind the scenes making it work. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Terry Dicko, Madam Director, Division Director. Thank you for those amazing words of wisdom and encouragement. Let's have fun today. I am still waiting on, or I see communication from our area director. So I will give the contestant time to settle down, and then we will be able to proceed with the rest of the, oh, there she is. Hi, Dorit.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Michelle.
I'm very happy that your audio is great and your speaking position is wonderful. You came prepared, wonderful. All right. With the permission of your area director, I would like to proceed. Is that true?
Yes, we are all set. Go ahead,
Okay.
contest chair.
Wonderful. So we will begin with the international speech contest. Our chief judge today is none other than Robert Kimani, IPP of SEMA Toastmasters, and I will now invite Robert to explain the judging criteria for this contest. Robert?
Thank you very much, Michelle, for that introduction. Tonight, we have the pleasure of listening to our sole international speech contestant. Despite that fact, we will still go through the judging criteria that the judges will be using. Because we only have one contestant, we per se will not have a ballot, since they will only be competing with themselves and time. Nonetheless, this is a judging criteria that the judges will be looking at. There are three main areas that the judges will be looking at: content, delivery, and language. Content covers 50 points, delivery 30, and language 20. Within the area of content, there are three main things that the judges look out for. One is speech development. That means the speech structure and supporting material used by the contestant. 2, effectiveness. Did they achieve the purpose of their speech? And 3, the speech value. Original thought, ideas, and logic that they have employed in the speech. When it comes to delivery, 3 things will be looked at: their physical appearance, body language, speaking area. 2, their voice, its flexibility, its cadence, its volume. And 3, their mannerisms, assurance, their enthusiasm. Lastly, when looking at language, 2 areas will be looked at. One is their appropriate use of language to the speech purpose, and 2, the correctness of their language, meaning pronunciation, grammar, and word selection. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you, Robert, for that amazing breakdown of what we will be looking at today. I will now invite our timer Jean, Toastmaster Jean rather, to give us the briefing for the time, how time will be allocated for the contestants today. Jane? Madam Timer? I think the timer is having challenges with her audio, so I will quickly go through that. The speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Contestants, sorry?
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Go ahead, please. Madam Timer, have you unmuted yourself?
Sorry, I dropped, but I'm back.
All right.
Okay, I'll say that again. The
Sure.
speech shall be from 5 to 7 minutes. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 4 minutes and 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes and 30 seconds. A green signal shall be displayed at 5 minutes and remain displayed for 1 more minute. A yellow signal will be displayed at 6 minutes and remain displayed for 1 minute. A red signal will be displayed at 7 minutes and it will remain on until the conclusion of the speech. I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Dorit.
Thank you. I can't seem to see you. I just want to pin you. Oh, it's Jane. Thanks.
You can see me now?
I will just, okay. Well, I hope you'll be visible during my speech.
I think
Okay.
for the benefit of our contestants, I would like it if our timer can show how she's going to display the cards, just so that we are clear. Kindly share the green card, the yellow card, and the red card.
Okay. Can you see the green card?
No.
No,
Oops.
we can't even see you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you see the cards now?
Nope.
Madam Timer, do you have them as your background on Zoom? Have you uploaded them onto Zoom? Madam Timer? It would be impossible for us to proceed if the timing is okay. Can you switch on your video? Say, can you prompt her to switch on her video, please? Perfect. So do you have the cards uploaded onto your background, Madam Timer? You are muted. Kindly unmute so that we can hear you.
Sorry, can you see any changes on the background of my screen?
No. Have you put the, kindly just start with the green? Just start with the green card first. Switch to the green card.
Yeah. I've switched to the green card. Can you see it?
Where are you switching it on?
Sorry?
Where are you switching it on? Because it should be able to show as your background. And you should almost seem distorted such that we only see green in your video.
Well, I have the.
Okay. Because we have to fix it right now, I will require some time. SAA, can you put us in a breakout room with the timer, and I will hand over to the area director, Musachu, to buy me some time as I sort out this challenge.
Okay.
SAA, kindly send me and the timer to a breakout room.
Contest chair. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we wait for the contest chair to be back, I would just like to do a very quick table topics. I'm trying to see who is in the room to shoot them a question, and they have 1 to 2 minutes to respond. Or do I have volunteers? Who is up for a very quick table topic try? Do I see hands, or am I going to pick? Okay. Okay, I see Fatima. Fatima, are you willing to take up a table topic very quickly, just to jog your mind and to make you think and speak on your feet? If you are, kindly confirm and I will ask my question.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Now, Fatima, February is the month of Valentine's. It is the month of love. What are your plans for this coming Valentine's, and how do you plan to share that with the people you love?
Okay. Yes, Valentine is the time for the people who are in love to show their love. However, I don't believe that it's only February that we have to. I think we have to show our love all the time to the people we love. And so that's why I would say that, okay, in February, maybe we will find a special way to show our love, or maybe a card or some words only. I am not for going out or, but I don't really believe in Valentine in February only. I think it should be all the year too. So this is what I am thinking.
Thank you very much, Fatima, for your table topic about love and what you believe in. I want to shoot another question. I see Zira is here. John Zira. If you were to choose, are you ready, first of all? Fantastic. Good stuff. If you're to choose between having the voice of a frog or the poisonous venom from a snake, what are you going to choose? If you are to have a voice of a frog, frogging, or the venom from a snake?
Voice of a frog and venom from a snake. These are really good options for me. And I'm spoiled for choice. It's really hard to decide because I love both of them. I'd rather have venom at some point in my life and a voice of a frog. But given that I'm about to launch my podcast soon, I need to work on my voice, something that will attract people from different areas of the world. So I'll start with the voice of the frog. You know why? It's unique. I can croak at any time and people would hear it, and people would be interested to join this human with a receding hairline and having a voice of a frog. But the other thing, I might find a princess who might be interested and kiss me for a magic glance or a magic glow. So I would rather pick the voice of a frog. And I think at this time, my voice is becoming froggy, if that's even a word. Back to you, Mr. Area Director.
John Zira. For those who are dialing in, welcome to the Area 2 contest. And we are waiting for our very first contestant in the international speech to come back to the room. They're in the breakout room. But the reason why I asked John is because we were speaking today and I noticed that he has a cold. So I was really challenging him and to see how much he's going to be vulnerable with us. But I'm happy how you answered the question. Now, contest chair, are you back in the room? Are we ready to start? Or should I do another table topic question? Okay, I'll ask another table topic question. Lucy Manyara, I see you're logged on. Are you able to respond?
I'll try.
Fantastic. Now, if you're to choose between two cities, and choose carefully, Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, where would you want to live and why? If you're to choose between two cities, Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, choose carefully. Which city would you prefer to live and why?
Thank you. If I were to choose between Dar es Salaam and Nairobi, the two cities have very different characteristics. If I was a younger 20, 30, maybe 40 years, anytime I would choose Nairobi because it's fast, it's quick, everything is just, fast food, fast everything. And I think I would have the energy to just go with the Nairobi standards. But as I get a little bit older, as I get to my 50s, to my 60s, and the knees start cracking and climbing stairs becomes an issue, and I have to keep on asking people to bring me this, to bring me that, I think I want to a place where I can just sit under that mango tree, that, breeze, or just that beach, and just let life pass by and just enjoy the breeze. So if I were to choose, it would depend on the age I'm at. The younger, I just go for Nairobi because it just goes with the age. It has the energy, and I would have the energy. As I get older, however, I would go for Dar es Salaam, just to cool myself off and to say that life needs to be lived. Not on a speed, but just live the life. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Lucy. I will take it as a compliment here in that the city is conducive for those who are getting older. But yeah, I also love Nairobi myself. Now, one last question before we get back to the contest. And this one goes to the Chief Judge, Robert Kimani. First, confirm that you are there and ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay. If you were to choose between being a polygamous man or being in prison without any freedom, I know they're not comparable, they have nothing in common, but if you had to choose between being a polygamous man and being in prison, what would you choose? Careful, if your wife is listening, this meeting is being recorded, or girlfriend.
The choice between polygamy and life behind bars. We do things for love, and it is for love that I choose to maintain my freedom and be a husband to many. My talents, my wisdom will not help much behind bars, but as a polygamous man, I have the potential to impact our society in a very profound way. I have the ability to have one wife in every county in Kenya. By so doing, I will have voters in each of these counties. In so doing, I will have benefited our county, our country, by adding to the population of our country in a positive way. More so, the people who will be under me in my polygamous family will be working hard as other Kenyans and other East Africans are doing. We will be making our country great through our hard work and our dedication. As the head of this polygamous family, I will have an opportunity to instill the vision of what I think our country should be. And in 5, 10, 15 years from now, when my family and each of my wives has 10 children, I will then be able to stand for political office, seeing that I will already have voters in each and every county in Kenya. So, given the choice between being a polygamous man and going to jail, I hope you will also choose the better option, the one with the most productive outcomes. Be polygamous, stay out of jail. Back to you, Area Director.
Thank you very much, Contest Chair Robert. Trust a Kenyan during this politicking season to choose between prison and polygamy. You will choose both. Thank you very much for that very creative table topics and everyone who responded. I think we're now ready. And Contest Chair, I hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Area Director. I just want to confirm that we have a timer, SAA. Mr. President? Kevin Rubia?
Yes, Madam Contest Chair. Yes,
Anthony?
I shall be the timer.
Perfect.
And then the SAA will be Toastmaster Anthony Karaoke.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Okay.
All right. In Toastmasters, we have an amazing skill of jumping onto things at the last minute and doing the best we can. So kindly bear with us and also cheer us on as we improvise and take on new roles as we go along. We had gotten to the point of explaining the timing cards. I just want to ensure that the speaker can see the timing cards. Mr. President, Kevin Rubia, kindly display the cards.
Good.
All right, I'd like to see the green card. Thank you. I'd like to see the yellow. All right, perfect. Contestant Doris, I think all is well.
Yes, all is.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with us. I would like to remind the judges that they are instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. After the contestant has finished, there will be a minute of silence for the judges to complete their scores and submit their ballots. Protests may only be entered by the contestant or judges to either the chief judge or to myself as contest chair. Please note that once the results of the contest has been announced, all decisions are final. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests of Area 2, I'd like to present our first contestant, our first and only contestant, Doris Glorious, with a speech titled explaining yourself out of compromising situations. Dorit Glorious with a speech explaining yourself out of compromising situations. Welcome.
The truth about what transpires in any situation seems to be thought of as right when it comes from the man or woman in action. But more often than not, it actually is the viewers who can tell a very good story. You know, sometimes these men and women in action tend to make a fool out of everyone else. They think we are dumb. As was one situation when I tried and regret for trying. I was so eager to visit the UK. And on my very first visit, I was curious to know about the European culture. As I was walking down the road, I heard laughter. It came from a nearby house. So I quickly, in my spy instincts, thought to myself, why not peep through the window? And so I did. On the window, I could see a family of 4. Yes, a man, a child, and 2 women. They seemed to be a happy family. All of a sudden, I felt a tap on my shoulder. And I thought, oh boy, I'm in a new country. It's day 1.5, and I'm caught peeping in someone's window. As I turned, I saw this massive, massive man. He must have been 6'1", looking at me in a very serious face. So I thought to myself, oh well, I'm caught in a compromising situation. What do I do? So I decided to say, hi, I'm looking for Tom. Have you seen him? Now this guy did not seem like he wanted to hear anything from me. He did not give a damn and wasn't going to give a damn about anything I was going to say. So in my African accent again and attire, turned again and said, I see that Tom is not here. If you'll excuse me, sorry. And turned and walked as fast as I could back to my flat. We all face compromising situations sometimes. By a show of hands, how many of you fellow Toastmasters have ever been in situations which are so compromising? Oh yeah. Now you can attest to it, that sometimes things can be all right, and sometimes things can go really, really wrong. Today, I'm here to share with you a few strategies on how to explain yourself out of compromising situations. To kickstart, this would be to pretend. Imagine you walk into a train station. You have neither a paper ticket nor an electronic one. You walk past the barrier. Since these machines seem to not be working, you believe that, yeah, this is a free pass. The man in front of you gets stopped by a ticket inspector. You're next in line. What do you do? It's now your turn. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I see your ticket, please? Oh, sure. A minute, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute, please. Just a minute, just a minute. Yes, just a minute. 5 minutes later. Ma'am, have you found it? Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on. I had it somewhere here. Are you trying to lie to me, ma'am? How could you? Me? How dare you? And just to prove you wrong, I will go and purchase another ticket. Which brings me to the second point, to blame. Blame your parents when your career does not go right in the beginning. Blame KFC and Coca-Cola for constantly being on your face. Too many adverts, and you're trying to lose weight. And your gym instructor finds you at KFC. And finally, fellow Toastmasters, another strategy on how you can come out and explain yourself during compromising situations is to tell the truth. I know of a friend who was caught stealing. It so happened that the shopkeeper took him to the police station. At the police station, all they had was the receipt and the 2 items he had paid for. They forgot the item stolen. So what did my friend do? He turned to the police officer and said, "Can you imagine? They dragged me all the way here, and I have a proof of receipt." Fellow Toastmasters and guests, should you ever find yourself in a compromising situation, remember to pretend, blame, and tell 3/4 of the truth. If these don't work, come back for more tips. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you for that. We will now observe 2 minutes of silence for the judges to tally and submit their ballots. Timer, kindly reflect the cards accordingly. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Timer. I'd just like to check with our Chief Judge. Would you like some time to finish tallying, or can we proceed to the next contest?
Madam Contest Chair, as mentioned before, since we only have one contestant, we do not require a vote. We'll just confirm the timing and I will inform you. Once I get the timing from the timer, I will inform you, but we already have the results. I'm just checking on the timing and I will inform you. So I think we can go ahead with the interview.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Chief Judge. All right. Toastmasters and guests, we will now proceed to the table topics contest. As you know, we have one contestant for this speech contest, and there was no need to draw the speaking order. I can confirm that the contestant has indicated that they are eligible to participate at this contest. I will now invite the Chief Judge to describe the judging criteria. Robert?
Thank you once again, Madam Contest Chair. For the purposes of our fellow Toastmasters and guests, we also do have only one contestant for this contest of table topics. And I will go ahead to read out the judging criteria that is going to be used for this contest. The contest judging criteria consists of three main areas. One is content, two delivery, and three language. Content contains the most marks for this contest, having 55 marks, delivery 30, and language 15. Within the aspect of content, two things will be looked at. Speech development. Does the contestant give a speech that has an opening, a body, and a closing? Is it organized? Two, effectiveness. In what the contestant is saying, is there any logic, directness? Have they achieved the purpose of the question that was asked? In delivery, we will be looking at two things: appearance and body language of the speaker, their speaking area, as well as voice in terms of its flexibility and volume. Lastly, language, which will cover the contestant's use of language, if it is appropriate to the speech purpose, as well as their grammar, pronunciation, and word selection. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Robert. I think the instructions are clear to our judges. I will now proceed with the timing prompts for this contest. The contestant will receive the same topic and will speak for 2 minutes. If the contestant speaks for less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, they will be disqualified. Timing begins when the first definitive verbal or non-verbal communication, or rather timing begins with the first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The green card will be shown at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes, and will remain on until the speech is concluded. There will be no signal given for going over time, and the judges are reminded not to consider time in their ranking of the speaker. After the contestant has finished, there will be 2 minutes of silence for the judges to submit their ballots. And remember, protests may only be entered by the contestants or judges to either the chief judge or myself as contest chair. Once the results of the contest have been announced, all decisions are final. We will now begin with the table. We will now proceed to the table topics competition. Our contestant today is none other than Frida Shedafa. Kindly confirm that you can locate the timer. Frida, kindly just show me that you can, or tell me that you can locate the timer.
Yes, I can see the timer.
Perfect. So, Frida Shedafa, your topic is Youth is Wasted on the Young. Youth is Wasted on the Young, Frida Shedafa.
youth is listed on the young. I think that makes sense. You know, a lot of organizations try to describe what youth means, and sometimes it contradicts. Sometimes they feel they should grade them according to ages. Some go to 35, some go to 50, some end to the late 30s. But you know, we are facing up with same challenges. We all need to grow up. We all need to advance. Growth is the most important thing when you are classified as a young person. It is the same struggle, it is the same thing. We need to grow up. We need to advance ourselves in so many ways, in personal development, in spiritual development, in financial development, in education. It is all challenging. You know, the most important thing, I think young people need to grow up and to understand. And I think the biggest thing is that young people need to be open up to learning. We should sit down, we should come together, and we should not be afraid to share our views. And we should accommodate each other in every means. I think that is the most important thing. And one thing that should be remembered is that youth is the most important phase in our life. It is the most energetic. So we should use it wisely. Thank you. And I think we should see things beyond what we are used to. We should be open. We should be open to see things. We should be open to development. We should be open to all those things. I can remember, and my favorite quote is this: never stop learning, you never grow old. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Frida. We now observe 2 minutes of silence for the judges to submit their ballots. Timer. Thank you, Mr. Timer, for that. With the guidance of our chief judge, I will proceed to the evaluation contest. All right, so for the evaluation contest, just a moment. The evaluation contest involves a test speaker and the contestants providing or other feedback in the form of a speech towards that test speaker's speech. So today we will listen to a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes duration. The contestants may make notes during the speech using their own writing materials. At the conclusion of the test speech, the contestants will be taken to a breakout room where they will have exactly 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation. Once the 5 minutes are up, the contestant will be invited to present their speech. I would like to invite our chief judge to give the judging criteria before I proceed to the timing criteria. Robert, kindly give us those.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair. For the evaluation contest, there are going to be 4 main areas that are going to be judged. 1 is analytical quality, 2, recommendations, 3, technique, and 4, summation. Of these, analytical quality covers the highest marks of 40 points, followed by recommendation at 30, technique at 15. For analytical quality, what the judges will be looking at is clear and focused evaluation. For the recommendation, what they'll be looking at is for positive, specific, and helpful recommendations. For technique, they will be looking at whether the evaluator is sensitive, motivational, and sympathetic towards the speaker. And finally, summation. For summation, the judges will be looking at a concise and encouraging summation of all their points. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Judge. I will now proceed to describe the timing criteria for the evaluation speech contest. The evaluation speech timing is 2 to 3 minutes. Contestants will be disqualified if they speak less than 1 minute, 30 seconds, or more than 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Timing begins with the first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. The green card will be displayed at 2 minutes, the yellow card will be displayed at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and finally the red card at 3 minutes and will remain on until the speech is concluded. There will be no signal given for going over time. Judges are reminded not to consider time in their ranking of the speaker. After the contestant has finished, there will be 2 minutes of silence for the judges to complete their scores and submit their ballots. Protests may only be entered by the contestants or judges to either the chief judge or myself as contest chair. Once the result of the contest has been announced, all decisions are final. We will begin with the test speaker, who I can see is in the room. I'd like our SAE to spotlight our test speaker. I just want to see that we have our test speaker. Perfect. I'd like them pinned alongside the timer as well. Fantastic. Our test speaker for today's contest is Toastmaster Christine Karue. Christine, kindly furnish me with the title of your speech.
Could I ask that the spotlighting, sorry, the screen share be taken down? Sorry. Okay. Ah, there we are. Okay, now I can see clearly. So that I may be able to see the timer.
Perfect. I think all is well now.
Thank you so much. The title of my speech is it me or is it them?
Perfect. Our test speaker for today's contest is Christine Karue with the speech, Is it me or is it them? Is it me or is it them? Toastmaster Christine Karue.
I'll start off by telling you a story about 2 boys. One of them is named Paul and the other one is named Peter. These 2 boys are about to sit for their exams. While Paul sets his time to study for exams, Peter is relaxing with his legs up, just chilling. When the results come, obviously, Paul has done pretty well, but Peter, not so well. If you asked Peter why he did not do well, he would say, well, it was fate. It had nothing to do with me. What happens, happens. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever heard of the term locus of control? Locus of control talks about the ability for somebody to believe whether or not they have it in them to control their destiny. Back in 1954, there is a lady who was called Julian Rota, who figured out that there was a difference between two kinds of people. One kind was a kind of person who believed that they had it in them to change their destiny, whereas another kind sat back and allowed life to just happen to them. She came up with the concept of internal versus external locus of control. She defined external locus of control as the people who wait for life to happen to them. They believe in fate. They believe that things just happen out of their control. There are those who have internal locus of control. They believe that their environment is just but a condition that they can work around. How many of you have watched the very nice movie that talked about the life of a boy who harnessed the wind? In fact, the title of the movie is The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It talks about a 13-year-old boy who was kicked out of school because there was no school fees. But what did this boy do? He kept on sneaking back into the school to go to the library to read the books. As the story unfolds, it tells us about a village that did not have water and was suffering as a result of lack of agricultural economy. This boy came up with the concept of harnessing a windmill that would help them to pump water, all of 13 years old. He decided that his environment was not going to determine his destiny. He had internal locus of control. I am sure you have heard of many stories where people have done that. But have you ever questioned about the other group of people who were in the same environment but just sat back and waited for fate or life to happen to them? What is the difference between the two? The first thing that I would like to introduce to you is self-efficacy. You've heard of self-esteem. Self-esteem is a global representation of who you are within the concept of your family, your friends, and your community in general. Self-efficacy is in the belief of your ability to accomplish a goal. Research has shown that those who have high self-efficacy believe that they can take on a task and they can achieve it. When you have high self-efficacy, you keep on at the task, even when you do not get the results you want at first. People who have high self-efficacy do not give up just because something has failed. These are the people who will keep at business even when business is not working. Are we in a tough situation in our economy, in Kenya, in Africa, and the world? We are. We will see the difference between the people who keep at it and those who give up because of the environment. Those with high self-efficacy will not let the environment keep them down. So you must be asking me the question, how? How do I get that internal self-control? Well, the first step is to give up on blaming your environment for not doing well. Believing that there's always something you can do different rather than blaming the circumstances you are in. Because when circumstances come, they're a wall that are presenting to you. Look at the wall and ask yourself, do I need to go around it? Do I need to jump it? Or do I need to take it down brick by brick and find my way? The second thing is to stop complaining. We as Kenyans, I'm sorry to generalize, but we are perfect at complaining about our situations. After complaining, what do? We sit back and we wait. What if we decided to do something about what was going on? How about if we spoke up about it, came together as a group and tried to figure out solutions rather than just sharing the problems? Let us put aside complaining and look for solutions. The third thing is to stop victimization. When you see yourself as a victim of circumstances, then you will continuously stay in the same environment. Why? Because when you're a victim, then you are in the space of external locus of control. Put an end to the victimization and say, I am going to do things differently. So in those three things, I guarantee you that you will make a difference in your locus of control. We are all in Toastmasters. We are working towards public speaking and leadership. What are some areas that you are sitting back and waiting for other Toastmasters to do for you? Those with internal locus of control, let us take up the mantle, take up leadership, take up roles, and make sure that you are a part of your Toastmasters journey. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you for that speech, Toastmaster Christine. SAA, kindly usher the contestant into the breakout room so that they can have 5 minutes to prepare. Once the contestant is in the breakout room, kindly let me know.
Okay. Right now.
Sorry, I can't hear that.
The contestant is in the breakout room. Is
Perfect.
it Mohammed Adabaz Karim?
Yes.
Mohammed Abbas, I'm here. I'm still not in the breakout room.
Oh, sorry. Let me give you a prompt.
Kindly prompt the timer to also get into the breakout room because this contestant must be timed for 5 minutes. And that's the only way of knowing when the 5 minutes are up. So SAA, kindly send the timer to the breakout room as well.
Okay, just a moment.
Thank you. As our SAA looks into that, I'd like to invite our test speaker for a short interview as we get to know her. Hi, Toastmaster Christine.
Hi, Toastmaster Michelle. How are you?
Very well. Let me call you by your very many credentials. Area Director. How has the area directorship been so far?
Oh, it has been an amazing journey. I have such an awesome team of presidents and exco committee. We have learned so much along the journey and we are growing. Every new week is a new revelation. And so I'm enjoying the journey very well. Lots of lessons and lots of fun.
And as area director, what are you looking forward to, even as we compete at the division levels? What are you looking forward to from your area?
I'm looking forward to seeing the progress of the speakers. I don't think that the journey of how you improve on your speeches is most definite when you actually take up the contests, because it's not the same as having a speech at a club. So I have seen different speakers from the club level going to the area level, and you can tell the difference in the growth in how they're presenting their speeches. So I'm really eager to see what amazing difference that these contestants are going to show at the division level, because I know that they're going to bring their division A game.
I like the sound of that. As the rest of all of us area directors here, we look forward to seeing you at your respective division conferences and wish you all the best. I'd like to now focus on Toastmaster Christine as a Toastmaster. Tell me, what goes into preparing a speech for a test, for an evaluation contest? What are the hallmarks of a good test speech, according to you?
That's a very interesting question. I have to say that the speech that I came up with was picked from quite a number of ideas. I kept on asking myself the same question: which speech? What kind of speech? Should it be this way? Should it be that way? So I had so many ideas, I couldn't even settle on one. I had to reach out to a fellow Toastmaster and ask them for their opinion. And that's how they guided me and said, okay, I think this one would be a good one. And so I worked through that. I thought about what I would be giving in terms of meat for evaluation. And I thought to myself that if it was something that had different aspects to a speech, then it gives the evaluator more stuff to talk about. If it had a bit of a story and a bit of maybe pointers, then it gives them something to talk about when they're doing the evaluation. And I hope that that will be what will be heard when they come back. So that's what I did for this test speaker.
Indeed. And the beauty of a test, of being a test speaker, is that you are able to share a story or a topic of interest as you deem fit. And on a personal level, what would you say is that one thing you sought to challenge the contestants here today? What is that thing about the speech that you're hoping that they're able to kind of capture in their critical analysis of your speech?
What I hope that they're going to come and capture is, one of the things is maybe the transition from one part of the story to the next, the introduction, the body. Whether I had vocal variety, I tend to have a challenge with that, and especially in speeches that are not, they don't have a lot of kind of fluctuation.
I'm still here. So you're just giving me some more. I don't know if I'm allowed to hear this.
Oh my goodness. My apologies. Just, I wanted to, I really thought that you were in the breakout room. SAA, kindly. Mr. Timer, is the timer?
I should have let you finish, Toastmaster Christian. It was half my job done there.
We have an honor code at Toastmasters, so well done, Mohammed. Well done. SAA, all right, let me start with our timer. Are the 5 minutes up?
Hello, can you see the prompt?
No, I still don't see it.
Oh dear.
Still waiting.
You can't see the prompt?
No, I don't see any prompts.
Okay, just, okay. How about now?
No, I'm still waiting. Okay, just got the prompt.
You got it now? Okay, great.
Thank you for that, SAA. Sometimes accidents happen. Hopefully we will recover from that one. I will ask you a different question for obvious reasons, Toastmaster Christine, just to wrap up. Let's see. What inspired your speech today, apart from wanting to discuss this particular topic? if we were to ask you what your purpose of today's speech was, what would you say you were looking to achieve in today's speech?
So my speech today was actually supposed to be a motivational. It was intended to motivate people, especially during this time of, the economy the way it is because of the pandemic, that we can move past it. You have it within you to go over, to go past or beyond what is in your environment. I recently looked at a Facebook page of somebody who was talking about a certain restaurant called CJ's. And he was referring to CJ's as this restaurant that was making so much money, and people were practically lining up outside to get into the restaurant. And he was comparing it and saying, what is it about this restaurant that is different from the other restaurants, the ones that are not doing well? And to myself, I thought, this is an opportunity for people to realize that it is not about your situation. People do have money, not everybody, but there are those who do have some money, and they're looking for a different thing. They're looking for quality. They're looking for good customer service. So if you believe that it is within you to make a difference in your environment, then you will. But if you continue using the excuse of the pandemic and people don't have, then your business just keeps on struggling. So I think for me, one of the things that I wanted to do is to motivate this, the evaluators and those who are listening in the audience, that you have to believe in yourself and try as much as possible, because those are the people who keep at it and they don't give up regardless of what is going on around them.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Christine. And now to ask you your final question. What would you say is your favorite quote and why?
Oh, wow. I have so many quotes. Like, I download them over and over. I think I have so many on my phone. Let me see. Which one would I say? I can pick one that is to do with leadership. It's not my favorite because I have so many, but I'll talk about this one. Let me try and remember how it goes. That if you surround yourself with accolades who are continuously praising you, then it speaks something about you, because you need to surround yourself with people who challenge you, who call you out when you're not doing something right, because then that is what makes you grow. I haven't said the quote properly, but it's something like that, people who surround themselves with accolades who just say yes are people who never progress in life. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Paraphrasing is allowed, of course, and I'm happy that you've shared one of your many favorite ones. Thank you for taking the time to prepare your speech for this contest. And to thank you, we have a certificate of participation that I think our SAA has prepared. SAA Anthony, are you able to display the certificate of participation?
Not at the moment, probably later. Apologies.
Not a problem. The certificate will get to you, Toastmaster Christine. Don't worry, I will see to it. But again, I thank you for your contributions today and enjoy the rest of the contest. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly use your emoticons, or if you want, you can unmute. Wonderful. Toastmaster, or rather SAA, I think time was up a very long time ago. So we might have to, or rather we must, bring back the contestants into the room with a timer. Kindly invite them back into the main room.
Okay, just a moment.
Thank you. Kindly confirm once they're in the room.
They are coming back to the main room. Contest chair.
I'll just look out for them. Looking for the timer and contestants, Mohammed.
They'll be joining shortly.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. SAE. Toastmaster Kevin, Mr. President, how much time have we taken so far?
The whole contest.
No. No, specifically for the contestants.
5 minutes in the breakout room, and we are both back.
Wonderful.
Okay.
All right.
I can't seem to turn on my video for some reason. It says unable to start video. Okay.
And now?
It should be. Can you guys see me?
Perfect. Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect.
Are you able to locate the timer? Can you see the timer and the timing cards?
I see him.
Toastmaster Kevin, you might want to change from the yellow card to the plain card, please.
Yes. Doing shortly.
Thank you so much. Evaluating our test speaker's speech today is none other than Mohammed Karim. Mohammed Karim, welcome.
Thank you very much. So can I start, or do I need to wait for a prompt?
Once I have introduced you, feel free to start.
Okay, cheers.
Mohammed Karim, evaluating the test speaker's speech. Mohammed Karim, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, contest chair. So, Toastmaster Christine, we're here to evaluate your speech. And thank you for being our test speaker for today. I can't imagine it was easy. So let me begin by saying that speech was definitely some food for thought. It got me really evaluating whether I'm an internal locus or an external locus of control kind of guy. And it was brilliantly delivered. So I'm going to jump straight into the evaluation part because I can't wait for this. The good, so my evaluation will be divided into 3 parts. Part 1 will be what you have done well. Part 2 is what you have done well, but could still be improved on. And part 3 is just a small note of how you can challenge yourself for your next speech. And then I'll give you a summary at the end and conclude. So what was done well? Let's start with the title. Amazing choice of title. Is it me or is it them? It gets the crowd hooked straight away. Very, very relatable choice. Another thing you did well, and this was my favorite part, was despite being on a screen and being limited by these 4 corners, your body language was amazing. And that's something I really would like to learn from you. You really use the screen well, especially when you are one of the examples would be when you are talking about the internal and external locus of identity. You went internal, external. You really used your body language to emphasize your points well. In addition to that, I felt like you were really very well rehearsed with your speech. I didn't feel that at any point that you were trying to make something up. It was really very well researched, and that was evidenced by you showing us your research. You talked about the locus of control, which I thought was extremely interesting. What could be improved? Well, you mentioned it yourself, your vocal variety. I felt for a vast majority of the speech, you were following your vocal variety was very the same note, the same tone, and there was lots of opportunities to maybe create like a dramatic effect. More so when you're talking about the boy from the movie, there was a lot of opportunity to use your voice to create some drama and some intrigue. Like if you had just gone, there was a boy who tried to harness his energy, it would just sort of pick the crowd up, make us, think, get us very intrigued, and give more flesh to your story, if that makes sense. And I'll move quickly. So how should you challenge yourself? I felt like this was a very serious piece, and you started off really well with your smile, and I really liked your interaction with the crowd. And I feel like to challenge yourself, maybe your next speech would incorporate some more humor in it. So in summary, great body language, very, very amazing choice of title. What could be improved? Your vocal variety, and how to challenge yourself. Maybe incorporate some modicum of humor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karim. We will now have 2 minutes of silence for the judges to tally and submit their ballots. Thank you so much, Mr. Timer, for that. We will now proceed to our final contest, the humorous speech contest. I would like to begin by stating that we have confirmed the eligibility of our speaker. We only have one contestant, as earlier mentioned. And so now I will simply invite our chief judge to give the judging criteria for this final contest. Robert Kimani.
Thank you once again, Michelle, for giving me this opportunity to give the judging criteria for the sake of our guests as well as our fellow Toastmasters. In this contest, humorous speech, there are 3 main areas that the judges look at. 1 is content, 2 is delivery, and 3, language. Content covers majority of the marks, 55 marks to be exact. Delivery covers 30 marks, and language covers 15 marks. When we speak about content, what are the judges looking for? They're looking at four main areas when it comes to a humorous contest. First is speech development. Is the speech structure? Does it have some form of structure? Two is effectiveness. Did they achieve the purpose of their speech in terms of interest? Three, speech value. What are the ideas that they're trying to communicate? Is there any original thought in what they're saying? And four, the audience response in terms of attentiveness, laughter, interest, and reception. The second area of the humorous contest is the delivery, in which the judges look at the physical appearance of the contestant, their body language, and their speaking area. They also listen out for their voice, its flexibility and volume, and finally, the mannerism in terms of, are they enthusiastic? Is there some form of assurance and directness? Finally, the judges look at language. Did the contestant use appropriate language to the speech purpose? And finally, did they use correct grammar, pronunciation, and word selection in their delivery? That, in a nutshell, is what the judges look at: content, delivery, and language. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Robert, for that introduction or explanation. We will now go into the timing criteria for the humorous contest. Contestants can select any topic which must be substantially original. The speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The contestants will be disqualified if they speak for less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Timing begins when the first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience is observed. The green card will be displayed at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes, and will remain on until the speech is concluded. There will be no signal given for going over time. Judges are instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. With this said, I will now invite our contestant to deliver their speech. Our humorous speech contestant is none other than Toastmaster Catherine Aliwa, with a speech titled 50 Plus. 50 Plus, Catherine Aliwa.
Thank you, Contest Chair. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you.
Okay, thank you. How many of you hate your bosses? My, that's a sizable number. Well, you can count me on that. I hate my boss. I hate my boss. Every time I go into his office, he makes fun of me about my age. Not that he's very young, but he just does not like old people. I hate him so much. I told my family, if he comes over to my funeral, please turn me over upside down so I don't see his ugly face, and release gas balloons so that they can burst on his face, pop, pop, pop. And he will remember me for the rest of his life. Age is certainly a number. Unfortunately, it has a tendency of going in one direction, up and up. I have a friend who says she's 40 years old. But how does she say this? She's 16 with 40 years of experience If I follow her in her states, I too would say I'm sweet 16 with 50 years of experience. Now, technology is a challenge for most old people. Not me. I have an aunt who is turning 90 years old this year. Her son gifted her with a phone. As soon as I got into her house, I greeted her, but she started complaining that my son does not pick up his phone. When I use this phone, it just does not connect. Then I asked Auntie, where is your phone? She fumbled around the bed for a few minutes, and from under the pillow, she took out the phone, gave it to me, and said, here, try calling this stupid son of mine. And I took the phone. This is what she was trying to call her with. Now, young folks, I have very few tips to tell you about old age. Do you want to listen? Well, even if you don't want to listen, I'll keep on talking. You see, old people have a tendency of speaking even if they are not being listened. Now, one of the problems that most old people face is dementia. But mind you, not me, I don't have that problem. You see, we face this problem of forgetting our keys, forgetting our mobile phone, and sometimes we forget even our names. Now, I should tell you about Moses. Moses is a friend of mine who is 80 years old. He lives with his wife in a pretty house on the slopes of Kilimanjaro. I've always heard Moses call his wife honey, darling, etc. Even after 50 years of marriage, their love always amazed me. I asked Moses, why do you call your wife honey? Moses looked around and made sure the wife is in the kitchen, then whispered to me, well, the fact that I've forgotten her name, that's why I call her honey. Now, another problem that old people face is health issues. They always have problems with their eyesight, hearing, muscle strength, and bladder control. The other day, my husband complained of palpitation and breathlessness. I called my doctor, the family doctor. Then the family doctor told me to check his pulse rate. I checked his pulse rate, it was terribly low. But it will take the doctor 30 minutes to get home. So the doctor told me, make sure his pulse rate increases until I come. So I did that. Quickly, I had an idea. What should I do? I quickly turned off the TV and changed the channel to a fashion TV. You see, as the screen changed, that old bugger, he sat upright and smiling at the curvaceous and skimpy looking ladies. You see, Even in the grave, these men will always looking at the pretty dead girls. It's not that old people are not old, but they're teenagers. It said that old people are not old, but teenagers. Fellow Toastmasters, I should tell you that if you have old people at your home, please take care of them and make sure they are loved and treated with dignity. Why am I speaking to this camera? Oh, it's Toastmasters. A glass of wine for the old people, and cheers to the old people. Over to you, contestant.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Catherine. We will now observe 2 minutes of silence for the judges to submit their ballots. Thank you for that, Mr. Timer. As the judges compile, or the chief judge works with his judges and the ballot counters, I'd like to invite all our contestants to have their videos on for a short interview. So our contestants from all the 4 contests we've had today, kindly come on, share your videos so that we can have a short interview session. I see our evaluation contestants. I'm looking for the other contestants. Thank you so much. I think I'll just start with you, Mohammed. And I see Dorit now. I say, hey, can we have the videos spotlighted? Thank you. As we wait for the other contestants as well. Frida, where are you? Catherine, can we see you? Thank you, Catherine. Finally, I'm looking for Frida. As we wait for Frida to share her video, I will start with our first contestant for the first speech, our international speech contestant. Congratulations, Dorit, on a job well done. I hope you enjoyed yourself as you delivered your speech. Now tell me, how long have you been a Toastmaster?
I have been a Toastmaster since the end of 2017. And yes, and enjoyed being a Toastmaster.
Where have you reached? What is your progress in Toastmasters?
Pardon?
What is your progress in Toastmasters? How many parts have you done, or at what point in your path have you?
Okay, sure. To be fair, I will begin with the previous manuals that we had. I did all CCs and CLs. And then I went on to advanced communication series and advanced leadership series as well. And then I'm now on my persuasive influence path in level 5.
Thank you for that. Allow me to ask the same question to Toastmaster Mohammed Dabas Karim. How long have you been a Toastmaster, and what is your progress in Toastmasters so far?
So I've been a Toastmaster for 2 years now. I think it was in 2020 that I first joined, and I was part of a different club. To be entirely honest, I've only been properly active for the past 9 months now, and I have completed my level 2 of presentation mastery. I think I've grown quite a bit in these 2 years. I started off taking the smaller roles because I wasn't very comfortable with my public speaking, and now I'm competing at the area level. So there's clearly some growth there, and I'm looking to grow some more.
Thank you so much for that. I will ask the same question to Toastmaster Catherine Aliwa. Catherine, how long have you been a Toastmaster, and what is your progress so far?
Hi, I've been a Toastmasters for 2 years now, but actively, I can say maybe 1 year, because I've not been speaking quite much, and I'm in level 2 right now. Yeah.
Of which path? Which path are you pursuing?
What?
Of which path?
The leadership one.
Oh, dynamic leadership. Okay, thank you for that. Now, to save on time, I'll ask you all to describe your Toastmasters experience so far in 3 adjectives. So Dorit, what is your Toastmaster experience in 3 adjectives?
I have found it eye-opening, interesting, and definitely a place to keep going back to, especially because of one of my mentors.
3 words really is open to interpretation, but I like your candor at this time. Thank you for that. Mohammed Abbas, describe your Toastmasters experience so far in 3 adjectives.
It's really hard to do that, but I'll give it a try. Is metamorphosis an adjective?
You'd have to make it one, but you can try another one, I guess.
Okay, I guess transformative would be the word then. Transformative would be one.
Yes.
Comfort zone stretching, I believe that's the second. And thirdly, enlightening.
Wonderful. I see Frida has joined us. Kindly pin her or spotlight her to the screen, Mr. SAA, so that we can interview her as well. Thank you for that, SAA. Catherine, describe your Toastmasters experience so far in 3 adjectives.
Okay, I can say experience, confidence, and okay, that's all I can say.
Thank you. When you remember the other one, feel free to tell us, but we are happy that you're enjoying your Toastmasters experience so far, your time at Toastmasters. We hope you continue to enjoy it as well. Frida, we've been waiting for you. We've been looking for you. Allow me to ask you a few questions before we wrap up. Kindly tell me. Hi. Please unmute. You are muted. If you can unmute your device, then we can hear you when you speak.
Okay, I've unmuted.
Yes, keep it that way. So how long have you been a Toastmaster?
I've been a Toastmaster for 1 year now.
All right. And okay.
I would count it as half a year because I went for a break during the last session.
Wonderful. And what can you say has been your experience at Toastmasters in 3 adjectives?
In 3 adjectives?
Yes.
It has been wonderful. And it has been, okay, how do I keep it? How do you say a learning experience as an adjective?
That's also okay.
Okay. And I think it has been, okay, I would say fabulous. I'm still finding new adjectives for it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you all. My challenge to you is for you to continue practicing your speeches at your respective clubs. Again, congratulations for delivering your speeches today. I will now invite our SAA to show you your individual certificates of participation in the order that he pleases. SAA, kindly support us with that function. Kindly display the certificates.
Okay.
Okay, the minute, just a minute.
No problem, we'll give you time. Congratulations, Dorit. Thank you for that amazing speech. There's your certificate. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have, yes, congratulations, Frida Shadafa. Next, congratulations, Kathy. And finally, congratulations, Mohammed Abbas Karim. I will now invite our chief, oh yes, and our test speaker certificate of participation. I will now invite our chief judge to give us the findings of the contest today. Thank you again, contestants. SAA, you can stop spotlighting them. And you can also, and chief judge, you will also announce those who are proceeding to the division contest, the results of the contest. IPP Robert Kimani.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair, for the opportunity to conclude what has been a very interesting contest for us. As you may all have known, that we had 1 contestant per contest. Therefore, the contestants were competing against themselves and competing against time. I have to announce, however, that we had disqualifications on time with some of our contestants. That means that they were disqualified and will unfortunately not proceed to the next level. Madam Contest Chair, would you like me to announce those who are proceeding, or would you go ahead with that announcement?
Kindly announce the results, the winners here.
I would then like to congratulate all our contestants for standing up and participating in this contest. The contestant who will be proceeding to the next level, which is the division conference, is going to be Frida Shedafa in the table topics contest. Congratulations, Shedafa, for your performance. As I mentioned, there were some disqualifications based on time, and that is the reason why Shedafa is the only contestant and in the only contest that's proceeding to the next round in the division conference. Thank you very much, Madam Contest Chair, and back to you. And thank you very much to our judges and our timers and our ballot counters who assisted in this task. Back to you, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you once again for a job well done, Mr. Chief Judge. I appreciate your time and the effort of your team. We have a winner after all. Congratulations, Area 2, on having Frida Shedafa proceed to the division conference. Well done, Frida. Can we all unmute and give a round of applause? Perfect. The four contests have come to an end, and it has been my pleasure, my delight, and truly an honor to serve you all today, Area 2. And I invite you to my own area contest as Area Director of Area 7 to join us on the 25th, which is a Friday from 6 to 8:30 for our international and table topics contest. I will share details with your area directors to invite you. But for now, thank you for having me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I had a lot of fun. I will now hand over to your area director, Frederick Musachu, so that he can give the vote of thanks and also close the meeting. Musachu?
Thank you very much, Contest Chair Michelle Wanjiru. Apologies for the misintroduction that I did earlier on. You have a similar name to another Michelle, and I overlooked that. But thank you for coming through and making sure that our contest is up to the level that we were all proud to say that these are winners of a speech contest run by the District 114. So well done for making us feel that it is important to take part in the contest, but also to have that thrill of participating in such a contest. Now, to give a bit of context, we've had participants from DA Toastmasters, which is a club that exclusively holds its meetings physical. And so we've had challenges with the online competition, and that speaks to the disqualification. But that does not really water down how much courage all the four participants have, how much dedication they have to improve themselves as public speakers, but also to gain their leadership and communication skills through the platform that Toastmasters International offers. So thank you very much, Michelle Wanjiru. Thank you very much for the team that was working behind the scenes tirelessly, day and night, to make sure that this contest happens. Well done, Chief Judge Robert Kimani, with all the judges. Please pass our vote of thanks to all of them. They are anonymous, we can't say who they are, but we've had tremendous support from all the areas in Division A. I would like to recognize the president, the area director of Area 3, Christine, who was our test speaker, and the area director, Area 1, John Zira, who also did so much work, even though we didn't hear his froggy voice, but he did a lot of work to really help us put this together. But obviously, we were under the guidance and leadership of the one and only terrific Terry, as we call her in Division Awesome. And so this has been very exciting experience. I'm not going to name everyone who's contributed, but I'll be sure to send you personal messages going forward. Now, Frida, you stood out. You're going to represent Area 1. You're carrying our torch. So stand proud and do prepare so that we bring the prize home to Dar es Salaam, to area 2. Now, having said that, I would like to close this session and wish all of you a good evening. But before I do that, I will communicate Michelle Wanjiru's area contest so that we are able to participate. But for all members who are Toastmasters in Tanzania, please plug into the other contest, try to see what is happening in the other clubs in District 114, so that then we are all sharing ideas and best practices of getting better as public speakers and leaders. Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to close the contest today and wish you all a very good evening. Kwaheri.
Thank you.